$2.3 million. That's not her net worth. That's not the value of her home. That's what Kylie Jenner earns from a single Instagram post. One tap of her finger generates more money than most Americans make in a decade. From her $36.5 million Holmby Hills mansion to her $73 million private jet, from her billion-dollar business ventures to her carefully curated personal life, Kylie Jenner's world exists on a scale few can comprehend. But behind the filtered photos and carefully cultivated image lies a business empire in transition. The question that follows Kylie through boardrooms and social gatherings alike: is she truly the business genius some claim, or simply the beneficiary of extraordinary privilege and opportunity? Today, we step beyond the Instagram filters and venture into the reality of Kylie Jenner's empire in 2025. What we discovered might surprise you. In 2014, Kylie Jenner was just the youngest sister of the Kardashian clan. Famous, yes, but without a clear identity separate from her family. By 16, she'd already undergone her now infamous lip enhancement procedure, setting the stage for what would become a billion-dollar idea. When she launched her first lip kits in November 2015, the entire inventory sold out in less than a minute. 3 years later, Forbes would declare her the youngest self-made billionaire ever, a title that would later be rescinded, but not before cementing her status as a business wunderkind. What made Kylie's approach revolutionary wasn't the product itself. Lip kits existed before. What didn't exist was the direct connection between a celebrity with hundreds of millions of followers and a product line that required zero traditional marketing. She effectively eliminated the middleman. But what happened next is where Kylie's story takes an unexpected turn. In 2019, she sold 51% of Kylie Cosmetics to beauty giant Coty for $600 million, valuing her company at $1.2 billion. The deal made her on paper a billionaire. Then came the accusations. In 2020, Forbes published an explosive article titled "Inside Kylie Jenner's Web of Lies," claiming that Kylie and her team had inflated the size and profitability of her business. According to Forbes, Kylie Cosmetics was significantly smaller and less profitable than the family had led the cosmetics industry and media outlets to believe. Overnight, Kylie's business reputation was threatened. But was this a temporary setback or the beginning of a downfall? What few people realized was that behind the scenes, Kylie was already planning her next move, one that would silence critics and prove her business acumen extended far beyond lip gloss. Fast forward to 2025. Kylie Jenner is now 27 years old with a net worth estimated at $710 million. While no longer officially a billionaire, she remains one of the youngest self-made female moguls in America. But the landscape has changed dramatically. E-commerce sales for Kylie Cosmetics have dropped from $68.7 million in 2017 to just $29 million in 2024. So how is she still expanding her wealth? The answer lies in diversification. What we're seeing with Kylie is classic portfolio diversification. As the celebrity beauty space became saturated, she's expanded into fashion with Kylie, alcohol with Sprinter Vodka Soda, and continues to build her real estate portfolio. It's actually textbook wealth management. Let's break down the Jenner business empire as it stands in 2025. Kylie Cosmetics, once the crown jewel, continues under Coty's majority ownership. While online sales have declined, retail expansion into global markets has offset some losses. The brand generates an estimated $100 to $150 million in annual revenue. But it's her newer ventures that have industry insiders talking. In October 2023, Kylie launched Kylie, a fashion brand targeting the accessible luxury market. The launch generated $1 million in sales within the first hour. By partnering with established designers like Namilia and Entire Studios, she created a brand that bridges high fashion and accessibility. What's interesting about Kylie is how it perfectly targets the price point between fast fashion and luxury. Items range from $48 to $198. Expensive enough to feel premium but accessible enough for her core demographic. Its positioning is impeccable. Then came perhaps her most surprising move yet. In March 2024, Kylie entered the alcoholic beverage market with Sprinter Vodka Soda, a ready-to-drink cocktail. that shipped 140,000 cases in its first month alone. Priced at $19.99 for an 8-pack, the 4.5% of Abizava 100-calorie drinks target the growing market for better-for-you alcoholic beverages. But Kylie's empire extends far beyond consumer products. Kylie's real estate portfolio, currently valued at over $80 million, shows remarkable acumen for someone her age. Her properties are not just homes, they're appreciating assets in some of the most desirable locations in America. Her flagship residence in Holmby Hills, purchased for $36.5 million in 2020, anchors a portfolio that includes a Hidden Hills mega mansion still under construction and a Madison Club Palm Springs estate that neighbors the homes of tech billionaires and A-list celebrities. The Hidden Hills project, when completed, will feature 15 bedrooms, an underground 12-car garage, and even an emergency bunker, with an estimated value between $30 to $40 million. But perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Kylie's empire isn't what she owns, it's how she lives. Few symbols encapsulate Kylie Jenner's lifestyle more perfectly than Kylie Air, her $73 million Bombardier Global 7500 private jet. Customized with pink accents, the aircraft includes a master bedroom, entertainment suite, and cocktail bar. In 2024 alone, it logged 76 flights totaling 219 hours in the air, drawing both admiration and criticism. When we tracked celebrity carbon footprints, Kylie's jet emerged as one of the worst offenders. A single 17-minute flight between Van Nuys and Camarillo produced more carbon emissions than the average American generates in 2 weeks. The controversy peaked when Kylie took 8 flights during the Los Angeles wildfires of 2024, leading to accusations of environmental tone deafness. Yet the criticism seemed to barely register in Kylie's world. Inside her homes, luxury reaches levels that defy comprehension. Her handbag collection alone contains over 400 pieces worth more than $1 million, including rare Hermes Birkins valued at over $500,000 each. What's notable about Kylie's collection is that she approaches it as both indulgence and investment. Certain limited edition Birkins have appreciated 500% in a decade, outperforming many traditional investments. When asked which item she would save in a fire, Kylie once answered without hesitation, her crocodile skin Birkin. Not family photos, not irreplaceable memorabilia, a handbag. But while her material possessions grab headlines, it's her personal life that truly captivates public attention. Since April 2023, Kylie has been in a relationship with actor Timothée Chalamet. Unlike her previous relationship with Travis Scott, this pairing bridges two different worlds: Hollywood's critical darling and reality TV's business empress. What makes this relationship fascinating is how they've maintained privacy despite their visibility. They've appeared together at the 2024 and 2025 Golden Globes, but otherwise keep their relationship remarkably guarded, especially considering Kylie's history of public relationship. Sources close to the couple describe their relationship as very serious, and note that Chalamet spends considerable time with Kylie's children, 7-year-old Stormi and 3-year-old Ari, whom she co-parents with ex-partner Travis Scott. Despite their 2023 breakup, Kylie and Travis maintain a surprisingly amicable co-parenting relationship, even spending holidays together with their children. This maturity represents a different side of Kylie than her public persona might suggest. But as we examine Kylie's seemingly perfect life, questions emerge. What challenges does she face behind closed doors, and what does the future hold for her empire? In the rarefied air of billion-dollar businesses, success is never guaranteed. For Kylie Jenner in 2025, several storm clouds loom on the horizon. The celebrity beauty space has become incredibly saturated. Between Rihanna's Fenty, Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty, Hailey Bieber's Rhode, and dozens more, consumers have reached what we call celebrity brand fatigue. This fatigue is reflected in Kylie Cosmetics' performance. While still profitable, the brand has lost significant market share as consumers increasingly prioritize product efficacy over celebrity endorsement. Our research shows that Gen Z consumers, who represent Kylie's core demographic, have become increasingly skeptical of celebrity brands. About 55% prioritize price over celebrity association, and 67.7% prefer brands with demonstrable sustainability practices. These changing preferences present a fundamental challenge to Kylie's business model, which has historically relied heavily on her personal brand to drive sales. Then there's the technological disruption transforming the beauty industry. By 2025, artificial intelligence and augmented reality have revolutionized how consumers discover and purchase beauty products. Brands without sophisticated digital strategies risk obsolescence. The beauty brands succeeding in 2025 are leveraging AI for personalized recommendations and AR for virtual try-on experiences. While Kylie Cosmetics has implemented some of these technologies, they're not leading the innovation curve as they once did with social media marketing. Beyond business challenges, Kylie faces intensifying scrutiny of her lifestyle in an era of climate consciousness and economic inequality. Each time Kylie Air takes flight, social media erupts with criticism. Each new mansion purchase invites commentary about wealth disparity. For someone whose business model depends on public adoration, this represents an existential threat. We're seeing a 32% increase in negative sentiment toward ultra-wealthy celebrities compared to 5 years ago. What was once aspirational is increasingly viewed as out of touch. Yet perhaps the most profound challenge Kylie faces is more personal. How to maintain relevance as she ages beyond the youth-focused image that built her empire. At 27, Kylie is no longer the teenager who captivated young audiences with her evolving look and lifestyle. As her core audience matures alongside her, can she evolve her brand accordingly? But for every challenge, Kylie has proven remarkably adaptable. And as we look toward the future, several strategies are already emerging. As 2025 unfolds, projections put Kylie Jenner's net worth between $650 to $750 million, with multiple paths to potential billionaire reinstatement. What we're seeing is a strategic pivot from celebrity as product to celebrity as curator. With Kylie partners with established designers. With Sprinter, she's leveraging beverage industry experts. This suggests a maturing business perspective. Industry analysts point to several potential expansion areas for the Kylie empire. First, international growth. While Kylie's brands have strong U.S. recognition, markets in Asia and the Middle East offer enormous untapped potential. A successful expansion into China alone could add hundreds of millions to her business's valuations. Second, sustainability. As consumer preferences shift toward environmentally conscious products, Kylie's brands have begun reformulating with sustainable ingredients and packaging. The brands that will thrive in the latter half of this decade are those embracing true sustainability, not just greenwashing. We're seeing initial steps from Kylie Cosmetics with their recycled packaging initiative, but they'll need to go much further. Third, technological integration. Kylie's intimate understanding of social media gives her businesses a powerful advantage as commerce increasingly moves into virtual spaces. What's interesting about Kylie's empire is how well-positioned it is for the metaverse economy. Her brands already exist primarily in digital spaces. Transitioning to virtual stores and digital product experiences is a natural evolution. But perhaps most intriguing is Kylie's apparent interest in legacy building beyond consumer goods. Sources close to Jenner suggest she's exploring investment in female-founded startups, potentially positioning herself as a business mentor and angel investor. We're seeing a pattern among ultra-wealthy individuals under 30. They're increasingly interested in using their capital and platform to elevate other entrepreneurs. For someone like Kylie, who faced skepticism about her business acumen, lifting other female founders could be both profitable and legacy-defining. This evolution from product creator to business ecosystem builder would represent Kylie's most sophisticated transformation yet. On the personal front, sources suggest Kylie is increasingly focused on family and privacy. Her relationship with Timothée Chalamet continues to deepen, with insiders hinting at possible engagement discussions. As her children grow, Kylie has also become more selective about their exposure to public life, a marked departure from her own childhood in the spotlight. What's psychologically interesting is watching someone who grew up with cameras documenting her every moment now actively shield her children from that same experience. It suggests a level of reflection about her own upbringing, So what does all this mean for the future of the Kylie Jenner empire? As we conclude our examination of Kylie Jenner's world in 2025, one question remains: what will her ultimate legacy be? At just 27, she has already transformed beauty marketing, leveraged social media more effectively than perhaps any entrepreneur of her generation, and built a diversified business portfolio spanning multiple industries. Yet skeptics remain. The question that will define Kylie's legacy is whether her success was primarily due to her family platform and extraordinary privilege, or whether she genuinely innovated in ways that transformed business. The answer is likely somewhere in between. The numbers tell a compelling story. From a $250,000 investment in her initial lip kit line, Kylie built enterprises collectively worth hundreds of millions. Few entrepreneurs of any background can claim such returns. What's undeniable is that Kylie identified a unique moment in media and commerce, when social platforms were becoming marketplaces, and capitalized on it perfectly. Whether you attribute that to business genius or fortunate timing and positioning is subjective. As social media platforms evolve and new generations of consumers emerge, the longevity of Kylie's business model faces its greatest test. Can her brands transcend her personal fame and stand on their own merits? Perhaps the most revealing insight comes from those who work directly with Kylie, employees and business partners who see beyond the public persona. What surprised me most was her attention to detail. In meetings, Kylie would ask penetrating questions about formulations, supply chains, customer feedback. There's a thoroughness that doesn't come across in her public image. This discrepancy between public perception and private reality seems to define much of Kylie's experience. The woman portrayed in carefully curated Instagram posts bears little resemblance to the strategic businesswoman described by those in her professional orbit. $2.3 million. We began with this figure, what Kylie earns from a single Instagram post. But perhaps the more revealing number is $250,000, the initial investment she made at age 17 to produce her first batch of lip kits. That transformation, from small investment to vast empire, regardless of privilege or platform, demonstrates an undeniable business instinct. In a world of filtered perfection and curated reality, Kylie Jenner remains an enigma, part genius entrepreneur, part fortunate beneficiary of extraordinary circumstances. The full measure of her impact on business, culture, and social media may not be understood for decades. What's certain is that in 2025, at just 27 years old, Kylie Jenner continues to defy expectations and rewrite the rules of modern business empire building. One Instagram post, one product launch, and one business pivot at a time.